Have you ever stopped to think how many decisions you avoid making because of fear? That feeling in your stomach that paralyzes you. What if I told you that fear is controlling more of your life than you think? In this video, we will explore how fear, an emotion as ancient as humanity itself, influences every choice we make. What are you running from? Is it fear making decisions for you? What is fear? Fear is an emotion we all experience. It can arise when we face something unknown, uncertain, or threatening. But did you know that fear has a vital purpose? It's a biological response that protects us from danger, activating our mind and body to react quickly. For instance, when you get that feeling in your stomach before a presentation, or freeze when making a big decision, that's fear kicking in. But don't think fear only shows up in extreme situations. It can happen in everyday life, like when we need to speak in public, make an important decision, or face the unknown, like starting a new job or moving to a new city. The function of fear. What many people don't realize is that fear has an essential function. It protects us. When we feel fear, our body enters a state of alert, preparing us to react to any threat. This is a legacy from our ancestors, who needed this fight or flight instinct to survive dangerous situations. That racing heart or the famous butterflies in the stomach is your body getting ready to protect you. How fear influences our decisions. If you think fear only shows up in extreme moments, think again. Fear influences your decisions every day, often without you even noticing. How many times have you avoided making an important decision because you were afraid of failure, or even of being judged by others? This happens all the time. Fear acts like an invisible force, pulling you into a comfort zone. That job opportunity you didn't take because you were afraid you couldn't handle it. Or that relationship you stayed in out of fear of being alone. Fear makes us avoid risks, preferring the familiar, the safe, what we know. But is it helping or limiting you? The long-term effects of fear. What you may not realize is that when fear isn't confronted, it starts to leave long-term scars. Living in fear turns small decisions into big challenges. This creates a cycle of insecurity, anxiety, and even low self-esteem. The more you avoid what scares you, the more these emotions grow within you, making each new situation feel even harder to face. The impact can be deep. In your personal life, fear can make you settle for less than you deserve. Toxic relationships, for example, are often maintained out of fear of being alone. At work, fear of failure or judgment can stop you from taking the necessary risks for professional growth, keeping you stuck and far from your true potential. Over time, this sense of paralysis erodes your confidence. Every choice not made because of fear reinforces the idea that you aren't capable of handling challenges. This creates a negative spiral where avoiding fear only makes it stronger. Gradually, you start avoiding not just the things that scare you, but also opportunities for growth and learning. If left unchecked, fear imprisons you. It prevents you from fully living, limiting your choices, and restricting your experiences. What begins as a protective reaction can evolve into a mental barrier that isolates you from what truly matters. And in this way, fear becomes an invisible prison, difficult to escape from, and restricting your experiences. What begins as a protective reaction can evolve into a mental barrier that isolates you from what truly matters. And in this way, fear becomes an invisible prison, difficult to escape from. How to face fear. So how can we face fear? The first step is to acknowledge its presence. Fear is natural and part of who we are. There's no shame in feeling fear. The mistake is letting it control your decisions. Recognizing fear is the first step to overcoming it. The next time you feel afraid, instead of running, stop and reflect. What exactly am I afraid of? The next step is to change your perspective. Instead of seeing fear as an enemy, view it as a sign that you're growing, stepping out of your comfort zone. Fear often appears when we're about to do something that can make us grow. If you're afraid, it might mean you're on the right path for personal growth. Another powerful technique is gradual exposure. If fear seems overwhelming, start slow. Face small situations that cause fear, and over time, increase the level of challenge. This allows you to build confidence step by step. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, start by talking to small groups and gradually expose yourself to larger audiences. Finally, Control your breathing. Fear can cause physical reactions like a racing heart or shortness of breath. Practicing deep breathing techniques and mindfulness can help calm these physical reactions, giving you more control over the situation. The benefits of overcoming fear. Overcoming fear brings deep and transformative benefits. The first is an increase in self-confidence. Every time you face a fear and conquer it, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling the toughest situations. This feeling of victory strengthens your confidence and makes fear less powerful the next time it arises. In the long run, this boosts your belief in your abilities and prepares you for even greater challenges. Additionally, overcoming fear opens doors to new and unexpected opportunities. When fear stops being an obstacle, you begin to see and seize opportunities that once seemed impossible. It could be that job promotion you always dreamed of but never thought you were ready for, or even the chance to move to a new place and start fresh. Conquering fear expands your horizons and puts you on the path to achievements that once seemed out of reach. But perhaps the most significant benefit of all is the sense of freedom. When fear no longer dictates your choices, you begin making decisions based on what you truly want, not what scares you. This gives you renewed control over your life, allowing you to pursue your dreams and goals with more clarity and determination. The challenges don't disappear, but you start facing them with a new perspective, knowing you can overcome them. Overcoming fear is the key to a more fulfilled and complete life. You gain the confidence, courage, and freedom to be who you truly are, without the invisible chains that fear imposes. Overcoming fear is one of the greatest challenges we face, but also one of the most powerful achievements. As we've seen today, fear can paralyze us, prevent us from making important decisions, and even shape the course of our lives. But by facing it, we gain much more than we imagine. Self-confidence, new opportunities, and the freedom to live without the limits imposed by our fears. I know that facing fear isn't always easy, but it's the first step to a more fulfilling and complete life. So, what will you do today to challenge your fear? Start small, practice the techniques we've discussed, and remember, each step you take against fear is a victory toward your own growth. If you connected with this message, leave a comment below about which fear you plan to face from now on. I'd love to hear your stories and see how you're overcoming your challenges. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos on how to conquer fear, build self-confidence, and live life to its fullest potential. See you next time.